So how important is communication in your organization? Pretty important, right? Go ask anybody else. They'll tell you how vital it is to any organization's success, any family's success, any relationship's success. Yet it's one of the first things that gets taken for granted and essentially goes to hell in most organizations. Why? Now, look, it's one thing for us to talk about, or for me to talk and you to listen about how important communication is, but it's up to you to do something about it. Be clear with your communication. Don't pick up an email and start a different conversation and not change the subject line or even a new email thread. Better yet, if it's important enough to go back and forth through email a couple of times, why don't you pick up the phone and make a call, have that brief conversation, save the time, save the wear and tear on your inbox, and also make sure that you're both on the same page rather than running the risk of someone misconstruing one of your messages. If you're going to have a meeting, make sure that meeting's worth having. If that meeting's not worth having, make sure it goes out in a memo and make sure that you instill in your team that those memos are worth working or are worth reading and responding to. If you're on a team and your manager is saying that you need to schedule or need to have a meeting, make sure you show up and you're ready to participate in it. Don't take this stuff for granted just because there's 95,000 different channels to send a message. Pick a couple of channels, be effective with them, and make sure everybody's on the same page about how to use them. I don't know how many times I get people who tell me they're overwhelmed by email and they get 100 emails a day. Well, 60 of them are back and forth with your buddy about what you're going to have for lunch or what that person's wearing in the other part of the office. No wonder you've got fatigue. Not only do you have a bunch of email coming at you that isn't that important, but you're purposely abusing the medium, and everything else that gets communicated through that channel suffers for it. You know how vital communication is to a team that's trying to accomplish any kind of a complex mission or task. Don't violate that communication. Don't take those channels for granted. For as all the frustration that you are going through because you don't like the way things are being done, you're a part of the problem. Be clear. There's nothing that is more vital or more valuable to a team than the way you send and receive messages. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Take responsibility for that message being received the way you intended it to be received. You're going to find that your team works a whole lot better. The team is a whole lot more successful. You're having a lot more fun, and you're doing what you came to do. It's on you. Take responsibility for it and make it better.